The world is changing. It is unpredictable. It's like this choppy sea in the dark, stormy weather. You can be quite scared about that. But are you ready to take this extreme condition in a world where change is a constant? The average lifespan of companies, the world's top 500 companies, has decreased from 61 years in 1958 to just 12 years today. You've seen 500 top companies around the world now. They might not even exist in 12 years' time. So, educators today have to train for children in the future that have yet to be imagined. How many of you have an idea that could be a business or to prove an existing product? Just give me a show of hands. Okay? So now, keep your hands up if you have pursued that idea. Not so much. How much is your idea worth? Is it going to change the world? Is it going to save 1 million babies? Or invent a new medication? JFDI, or Joyful Frog Digital Incubator, is where I come from. We help startups to systematize innovation. Look at this. Just in the past 8 years, we have seen incredibly successful businesses such as Uber, who doesn't even own any taxi, or the largest hotel chain like Airbnb that doesn't even own a single hotel room. The world is changing towards an economy called the sharing economy. And the interesting thing that is emerging is, how are you changing these values, these ideas, into valuable that would change people's life? And JFDI, we have found a way to systematize that. So, what is innovation? When people think of creativity, they think of coming up with an idea like a light bulb moment, and think that is an invention. Invention is only valuable when it becomes reality. So, innovation is not invention. Let me repeat that. Innovation happens when invention becomes reality. Thomas Edison once said, "Genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration." So what he was saying is, innovation is the hard part. So how are you going to tackle this? The good news is, we now know how to do that. You can think of JFDI as like a school for startups, businesses. We teach entrepreneurship. We mentor them. We mentor the entrepreneurs who had a dream. We invest in them and bring them closer to reality. What we've done is to help them go through a program and understand what the problem is. Not the idea, it's the problem. Let me give you an example. In the last decades, inventors, practitioners, and researchers have discovered tools and techniques that allows innovation to be systematized. One example would be the design thinking theory or the lean startup methodology with this lean canvas as a tool. A real easy example would be a cat food seller. So imagine if you're a cat food seller. Most people think that cat food are being sold to solve the problem of cats being hungry. So the obvious solution is to provide lots of different types of cat food in the market and sell them to cat food owners. But if you do enough research, talking to the customers who are the cat food owners, you realize that the problem is actually satisfying the cat food owners. This adorable black and white rescued cat called Aria. Aria was adopted by me and my fiancé Olivier when she was just 4 weeks old. You can imagine how much we're so obsessed with the food that she eats. We love her so much that we even invited our closest friend to join us at our house for a 1-month anniversary when she was with us as a kitten shower. We, as the cat food owners, love her so much that we want to choose the food that is best for her, the good quality food that are both hygienic, organic, and healthy. This is just an example of a cat food. But now let me give you a real example of one of our startups. So let me go through back the cat food example. Now that you know the problem, which is to satisfy the cat food owners, you need to know the customers. As I was saying, the customers are the cat food owners. They are the one who pays you for the food, not the cats. The cats are the users. They eat the food, but they don't pay the food. And then, what is your unique value proposition in step 3? How are you different from other cat foods in the supermarket or the convenience stores? It could be you're selling a very healthy food, yet affordable to cat food owners. And before you go to step 4, where the solution is to provide probably an organic treat, healthy wet and dry food to the cat food owners. So this is a link canvas. There's 9 boxes in total. Step 1 to 4, I've described that. I'm not going to go through all, but now I'm going to give you a real-life example of one of our portfolio companies. Abhinav, the founder of our HealthMate, has been traveling outside of India working. Like most other Asian children, he's been a filial son, giving money back to his parents. And all goes well until one day, his mom called him and said, "Abhinav, your dad is in the hospital right now. He's been hospitalized for an emergency open heart surgery. Do come back now." After the 8 hours painful flight back home, he finally reached home and was thankful that his dad was fine. An investigation realized that the money that was sent back to his parents was never used. His parents never go for medical checkups as they would do. They have in fact saved the money in his bank under his name for him and his children in the future. He was so upset and frustrated. At the point of time, Abhinav was in JFDI doing a program in Singapore, and he was asking his friends who are in the same situation as him, trying to understand if they have suffered the same problem. And he realized that they have suffered exactly the same problem of him, with parents not using the money that was sent back to do health checkups. He also realized that 22 million non-resident Indians around the world has been sending back $10 billion back home every year with the intent of healthcare. But there are no current solutions that solve his problem. So he founded our HealthMate to solve this problem. Our HealthMate is an online marketplace that allows users to provide medical checkups for the users and remit money back directly to the healthcare clinics. And users can even get direct feedback from the doctors and recommendations on what they should do. So Abhinav started this company about 3 years ago and is now operating in more than 340 cities in India with 15,000 doctors in 2,000 medical centers. He's now expanding outside of India now. So let me summarize the story. Abhinav went through the same process. He started with the problem that he personally experienced. He found who his customers are. He identified the value that he could bring in before he created a solution. The customer discovery process. So, coming back to the world where it's unpredictable, you can see that the future is uncertain. Is it scary or is it an opportunity? You decide. Thank you.